With the growing possibility the Supreme Court may overturn or chip away at Roe versus Wade with the recent Dobbs abortion case, pro-abortion senators are now pushing harder than ever to codify abortion into law. Independent Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is calling on Congress to pass legislation that will codify Roe versus Wade into law. In a tweet, the two-time presidential candidate wrote, quote, "If there aren't 60 votes to do it, and there are not, we must reform the filibuster to pass it with 50. Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts echoed that message, calling for an end to the filibuster so Roe is codified and abortion would become legally protected by federal law, despite what action the Supreme Court might take. Joining us now from Capitol Hill is U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith of Mississippi. Senator, welcome back to the show. First, what is your reaction to this pro-abortion push by some senators to end the filibuster to codify Roe versus Wade, and what do you think will happen?
Well, these pro-abortion senators, they heard the same testimony we heard in the Dobbs case that I'm really proud of Mississippi for bringing forward and it being heard before the Supreme Court. They heard those testimonies and they know that they're in trouble. They know that at 15 weeks, that 80% of Americans, they don't agree with after 15 weeks of performing an abortion, because especially not up to the time of birth. So they're doing everything they can to stop us in our tracks. When they heard the testimony that at 15 weeks a baby can suck its thumb, blink its eyes, it feels pain, it has the pain receptors, it can hiccup. And the new technology has really shed a light on this that is real, the realistic science of what a baby looks like at 15 weeks. So they are really scrambling to undo the filibuster so they can codify it, because they know that we're on the right side of this. They know what we've always known, that that is a child.
Absolutely. We know that more now than ever. Do you view this call to codify Roe as an extreme reaction, an extreme pro-abortion reaction to the Dobbs case?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's extreme to do that. But, you know, they wouldn't just stop with Roe versus Wade if they destroyed the filibuster. They would go into their social agenda and they would try to expand the Supreme Court. They would do all those things that they could without the filibuster. So that's, you know, it's an excuse to do that because of the other social agendas that lie behind that. But, you know, I just really don't think it's going to work because of the opposition that's for that. And there's so much misinformation that if the Supreme Court rules in the favor of Mississippi, that there will be no abortions performed whatsoever, which would be my preference. But it's only until after 15 weeks. So they, you know, we've got them in a position that they're having to face reality and face the American people on what, you know, a child looks like in the womb, and whether they want to protect that at a certain week period is what this case is about.
Absolutely. Switching gears, there are also pro-life concerns surrounding the nearly $2 trillion Build Back Better Act. It eliminates pro-life protections, effectively mandating abortion coverage. Senator, will you support the Build Back Better Act if it does not include pro-life protections?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, you just think of just the child care issue alone and the Build Back plan, that how much it would cost when you have to bring your child out of a faith-based child care, and the comparison to how many families that would affect. Because if it's anything to do with faith-based, you're limited on the federal dollars that you can get, and you wouldn't qualify for as many things, and it's going to close down a lot of faith-based child care centers, and we just can't allow that to happen because it truly is an attack on faith. It truly is.
Just to reiterate what you just said for our viewers, the U.S. Bishops Conference and other faith-based groups are voicing concern that the Build Back Better Act would suppress, if not exclude, the participation of faith-based child care and pre-kindergarten providers. So you just shared alarm with that as well. Senator, you are a senator elected by the people of Mississippi, and your state is at the center of the abortion debate right now, considering the Supreme Court case last week is about Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban. You mentioned it earlier, but can you speak more to what are your thoughts about the Supreme Court taking up this case, and do you feel hopeful?
Oh, Mississippi is thrilled that we have the opportunity that we could lead the charge on chipping away at Roe versus Wade, if not just overturning it. And, you know, to think my representative that lives in my hometown, just a few miles from me, Representative Becky Curry, is the one that introduced the bill. And Governor Phil Bryant signed it into law in 2018. And to think that it has made its way to the Supreme Court is just nothing but divine intervention as far as we're concerned. And Lynn Fitch, our Attorney General, has done such a great job at presenting this case. So Mississippians are excited and Christians are excited that our pro-life bill is made it this far. So, you know, I just think as an Esther for such a time as this, Mississippi stepped up to the plate, and we have just been positioned for this because we have wanted this for so long, since 1973. And it's just surreal that with the technology and the things that have changed, that it's taken 48 years to take another look at Roe versus Wade.
Absolutely, and a great reminder for us all to keep praying for those justices ahead of that Supreme Court decision. U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith of Mississippi, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, we've lost 62 million babies, and we certainly don't want to give up this fight right now. There's hope.
There is hope, absolutely. Thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you.